Today we're going to learn the Intarsia technique. So this is how we create different blocks of colour throughout your jumper. So here on the pattern you can see that any odd number is a knit row and any even number is a purl row, and you work from right to left like this. So here you can see that we've got some vanilla stitches and mint stitches, and they're broken up into handy blocks of 5 so that it makes it easy to see what stitch you're up to. So today we're going to knit size 2 to 3, and you can see that the first 3 rows are just blocks of mint. And then when we get to the 4th row, which is a purl row, we start introducing vanilla. So what we want to do is count how many stitches of our current colour we have until we have to change colours. So now we're going to purl or knit, depending on the pattern that you're following, the allocated amount of stitches before we hit that colour change. So as you can see on the pattern, we're up to introducing our second colour, which in this case is Vanilla Sundae. And we've slowed this part right down for you so that you can see in detail what you need to do. So slip your needle under that stitch like a normal purl stitch, and then we're going to slip a loop over the needle like this. So this is what you would do if you were starting a new ball. Same technique. So once you've got that stitch off, it's time to do your second stitch. But what we do want to do, in order to stop there being a hole between your 2 colours, is we want to pull that mint over the top of the vanilla. And that way the vanilla is picking up the mint tail and the other side of your vanilla yarn. And then we're going to pull the vanilla over our needle and pull that nice and snug so that we secure those 2 yarns that we're not currently knitting with. And then we're going to do it again. So with the vanilla, just knit that like normal. And now we're back to using our mint. So whenever we swap colours, we need to pull the working yarn underneath the other colour. So here our working yarn is the mint, and we want to slip that under the vanilla and then knit with it like normal. That way we won't have any gaps when it comes to our colour work. And then we're going to purl the rest of the row as per the colour chart. And now you can see our 3 vanilla stitches, which match our colour work. Now it's time to start our next row, which is a knit row. So you can see here that we have an extra 4 vanilla stitches on this row. So we're going to knit with the mint until we're 2 stitches before the vanilla starts, because that's when we start to swap colours again. So it's time to change colours again. So like we did before, we slip our needle under, we pick up our new colour, which is the vanilla, and pull it underneath the mint. And that way we secure the mint yarn. And then we start knitting like normal for a few stitches. So there are different ways that you can do Intarsia, but how we like to do it is to work off one single ball of mint, as an example, and carry that yarn across your row. So this way you won't have all these long tails sort of getting tangled in the background, but it also keeps your work looking nice and neat on the inside. So to do this, we just slip that yarn over the top of the vanilla like this and carry it across as you would if you were changing colours. So you can see we've picked up the mint and we're carrying it across, but we're not actually knitting with it. And then we continue to knit with our vanilla like normal. One hot tip when you're knitting Intarsia is to always sort of swap the order of your balls. So as we start to introduce our third colour, things can start getting a little bit tangled. So when you start each row, sort of shuffle your balls around, make sure that they're in the order in which you'll start to knit with, and that way they won't get all tangled and knotted up. But here we go, we can see that we're swapping colours. So again, we need to tuck that yarn underneath and then continue to knit. And now we're up to Rudolph's nose. So this is knitted in red, obviously. So you slip that colour over your needle and then just knit as per usual. But again, like we do whenever we change colours, we need to pull the vanilla underneath the red. And that way we'll keep it nice and secure and not have any gaps. With this technique, being as organised as you can really is crucial to your success. So making sure that your colours are all in the right order and that you're sort of swapping them around for each row is really, really important, and it will sort of save you a lot of heartache. But also, as with a lot of our patterns, the picture's in the middle. And so this way, what you can actually do is knit off two balls. So an example would be like we would have two mint balls on the go and we would knit either side. And that way you don't have to carry your yarn across your row when we've got big blocks of colour in the middle. And then, like with any knitting project, the last step is always to weave in those loose ends. And boy, there can be a lot of them when you're knitting with lots of different colours, but you know, putting in that sort of extra detail and care will make all the difference by the time you get to rock your wonderful colour work jumper.